This week on Convincing Idiots, we're going to talk about Dave Chappell's monologue. It went a little long. Did we like it? People leaving Meta platforms for one reason or another. We'll discuss. And our question of the week. Oreos, all the flavors, which ones would we introduce into the world? And then also, in our main event, cringe-worthy songs. What makes you cringe and recoil at the sound of such awfulness? We're going to talk about that and so much more this week on Convincing Idiots. Stay tuned, turn it up, and let's start the show.
You guys enjoy your whatever that is.
All right. Test.
Test.
Call it again?
Convincing Idiots.
Convincing Idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the stat man, not just anyone's opinion, the stat man Brian Fisher.
These kids today.
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present, and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. I'm the millennial
We're
Santa.
three friends representing three different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick got to hold poop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in the sea
Caucasian.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean. The Zennial should be.
I'm Brian, Gen X.
And I am Millennial Nick, and we are Convincing Idiots, a weekly podcast of three friends representing three different generations. We get together almost each and every week here to discuss all things nerd and pop culture. So be sure to find us on all of the social media platforms in which you are on. You can find links to them by going to Google and typing in Convincing Idiots Linktree. Linkttree, and that'll take you to all of our social media accounts. You can also find that information as well as our merch store and oh so much more on our website, convincingidiots.wordpress.com. This is episode 225. As you all know, that number is a massive milestone in the podcast world and just overall in the numbers world. And we are here celebrating 225. Thank you all for joining us. Big day, big week, big weekend that we all just had. Brian, how have you been? How was your week? How was the week that was?
Doing well, sir, and just enjoyed some quiet time at home in the cold weather this past weekend. Watched some fun NFL playoff football. I did go out and catch a game on Monday evening, though. And I'm wearing my hat here on video. Our very own Ohio State Buckeyes, who did lose to the Michigan Wolverines earlier, went on and had a tremendous postseason and won the national championship over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Ohio State beat several teams in the top five. It was literally one of the strongest runs in a playoff ever. And it was the first 12-team playoff. Ohio State won the championship 10 years ago and did the first 4-team playoff, and the first 12-team playoff they win again. So congratulations to Ohio State. Great comeback after the terrible loss to Michigan, and great job to the kids. So that was a lot of fun. So that's it. I'm back to work this week, and not much else from there. So,
congratulations to them, I will say. I'm happy. You know, at the end of the day, those are all kids, and that's, you know, some guys, that's as far as they go. That's, you know, some guys don't go to the pros, or if they do, it's very short lived. So for many of those kids, that may very well be the peak of the mountain for them. So even though it is a bit of a fake championship, they deserve it all the same. I was always under the impression via Ric Flair that in order to be the best, you had to beat the best. And last year's best, they weren't able to beat. So I'm not sure how that counts, but alas, these are not wrestling rules. Congratulations,
best.
fellas, on your national championship.
They did beat the best in the
They did.
playoffs. They
They
beat the
did.
number one team and higher ranked teams than them all through the playoffs. But I digress. We're not sore winners,
Well, I'm a
Yeah.
sore loser now. Actually, I'm a sore winner. I was a sore shit winner back in November. Oh man. No, that's cool. Congratulations to the Buckeyes fans out there. That's the
Yeah.
best you'll get out of me.
We'll take
That's
it.
something. Yeah.
Take it.
Dean,
Dean, how you doing? Yeah.
Oh, I'm terrific. What did I do? It's been cold as shit. We
Yeah.
just come off of like the one of the coldest goddamn weekends or few days, or I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
is that an official stat or what's that?
I think it is. I think it is. I'm just pissed off and angry at this weather. It's just bullshit. Unfortunately, Brian didn't mention the best part of since we've seen each other last week.
Friday.
Friday, all of us got together.
Somehow, whenever he hangs out with us, it always seems to be the footnote of his weekend.
Yeah,
No,
email.
that was
That's
great.
fine.
Great time. Great time.
Bond and bourbon at Brian's
Yes.
house.
Yeah.
Triple B.
Yeah.
Brian, Bonds, and bourbon.
Yeah,
Yes.
boners,
A lot of
quadruple,
fun.
even.
Yeah. We watched a James Bond movie, and everybody brought some bourbon. Everybody tried it. It was a fantastic night. Brian,
Yeah,
thank
it
you
was.
for hosting. If you don't remember it,
No, it was a lot of fun.
It was a
Lot of
good time.
fun.
And thank
Yeah.
you. Let's see. I haven't done much of anything other than that. Had the house to myself for the weekend. Just kind of ran into walls and nothing. Just bored out
Put
of
your
my
dick and
mind.
stuff.
Yeah,
Couch, your hand.
various glass bottles. Yeah, it was a good time. Unfortunately, it fit, and so other than that, just doing my thing in the cold.
That's cool.
Living and loving. Nick, what about you? What's up?
About the same. Well, obviously Friday, with you guys, that was a good time. Again, thank you, Brian, for that. That was a lot of fun.
Sure.
Had some good bourbons there. Enjoy. I will talk about the movie some more in my
Sure.
reviews for the week. But yeah, that was about it, man. It was a good time Friday night. I didn't do much. It was a productive weekend. I got a lot done around the house and stuff, and cleaning and things like that. Has been cold, as you guys mentioned. It was negative 11 degrees yesterday morning when I went into work.
It's insane.
So yeah, it was pretty wild. Luckily, knock on wood, the car's chugging along, haven't had problems. I've seen many other people who have, so I feel very fortunate for that.
Yeah.
But I don't think anything. It was a pretty lay low weekend. Didn't really do too much. Watched a lot of hockey and watched a little bit of football and stuff. But good weekend.
It was so
Good.
cold. I just had the cold water pipe freeze up. It's been frozen up for like 2 or 3 days in this fucking cold, and it just now thawed where I have cold water in the kitchen now. It's
Jeez.
insane.
Wow.
It's just stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry I forgot Friday. It seemed like it was longer ago. We had a long weekend. It just
We
felt
did,
like
yeah.
it was longer ago. So yeah, I apologize. It was a great time. We'll do more for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we had bourbon on last Friday. So what are you guys having this evening for the show?
I got Trog's Mad Elf Christmas Ale,
Good one.
courtesy of Brian for my birthday.
Nice.
This is
Yeah.
the last one here, so
Solid.
Nick, how about you?
I'm drinking one of Arche Brewing's maple mash sweet potato milk stout.
Ooh,
It's fantastic. This is my last one of it as well. So I'm right now in my beer fridge. I'm working through all of my darker beers as it is still the winter. Because pretty soon I'll be getting some of Brian's favorite there, the Conway.
Yes.
Around getting closer to St. Patty's Day here and some of that stuff. And then I'll work my way into some IPAs as the weather breaks a little bit. But this is my stout
shit
and
can't
porter
come
season.
soon enough.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't mind it. It's like it's cold, yes, but
Ugh.
it's I don't know. It's
I'm just done. When
Yeah.
you get out of the house, so some of us are stuck in here.
Yeah.
Mm. I maybe just say winter lager, Sam Adams.
Sam
Very
Adams, there you
solid
go.
winter
Nice.
beer. Yes.
Very
That's
good.
good to go. You can never go wrong with a good Sam Adams. I tell
No,
you.
not at all. Well, Nick, why don't we continue with you then? Anything on idiot reviews you want to talk about, sir?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about James Bond, The Spy Who Loved Me, right? That's the only
Yes.
one?
Mhm,
Yes.
That's
Okay.
right.
So, this was my first James Bond movie ever in any capacity. Never seen. I don't think I've even seen a snippet of it. Like, never. It's just that I've never been around anybody who watched them or anything like that. So
So
obviously,
you just hang out with lame people all the time.
in the
Mhm.
realm of pop culture, like,
Yeah.
I've never. It's just never. I've known of the movies, and the biggest exposure to James Bond as a franchise has been the N64 game GoldenEye. That's that's the most
Yes.
involvement in James Bond I've ever had.
Great game, though.
So big fan of the Austin Powers movies always growing up, and I
Mhm.
understand that always knew that was a direct spoof off of the James Bond films. But I gotta say, guys, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. For
Mhm.
what I mean, the time and all that stuff. Definitely funny. I got a kick
Yep.
out of it. There was a lot of really funny parts, and whether or not there was the intent to be a little bit hokey, but like I wasn't going into this. Let's put it this way: if I were to, and I don't know how they are, but I assume they've changed. If I went to go see one of like the new ones with like Daniel Craig or something, and it was the same type of thing, I'd be like, well, that's
Mhm.
weird. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
back then, that was cool and action and all that
Cheeky.
stuff. Yes. But I assume it's not like that anymore. But that's how it looks now through today's lens. But it was good. It was a solid movie. I enjoyed it. I'm going forward. I have decided I would like to see at least one film of each individual
Sure.
James Bond,
Yeah.
and I will take Brian's recommendation. I would like a list from you of your personal favorite film in each different
Each
actor as
guy.
James Bond.
Okay. All right.
So I think that's something I'd like to do just to kind of get an overall view. I don't think I'm going to become a hardcore. And how many are there ever?
25.
So that's a
Wow.
lot. I'm not going to
Mhm.
watch all those. I just won't. There's not enough time left in my life. I have free time, and I'm not going to watch 25 James Bond movies. But I will watch what are considered by Bond fans to be
Sure.
perhaps some of the better ones of each portrayal. So that I would like to do,
Mhm.
and it was fun. So I enjoyed it. I don't know if it was my favorite thing I even saw that night. After that, we watched the Mike Tyson. What is it called? The Mike.
I taste some mysteries.
Yeah, you reviewed it on a previous episode and told us
Mhm.
about it, and we were all like, "We need to see this so bad." And you were like,
And
"One
we
of these
did.
nights we have a movie night, we'll do that." And by God, we did. And it was everything I wanted it to be. It was exactly as you described. It was exactly as hilarious and awesome as I thought it was going to be. So that was fantastic. And the great Norm Macdonald as the pigeon.
Yep.
Fantastic job there as well. Very good show. Really enjoyed that. I don't think I've watched too much else other than I watched the first episode of, and I was telling you guys this on Friday, but watched the first episode of there's on Peacock a Saturday Night Live little like mini docu series basically.
Oh yeah.
It's
Okay.
not the movie that talks about the night of Saturday night.
Right.
It is Saturday Night Live 50, and the first episode just talks about the like casting experience and things like that, and people's auditions, and they've got Sherry O'Terry on there, and
Hmm.
Will Ferrell, and Bill Hader, and Andy Samberg, all the way up to Ego Nwodim and Heidi Gardner now. And there's just people all through the years talking about their auditions and just that process. So I'm really excited to watch the rest of it. I think I want to say there's 4 or 6 episodes of it all in
Okay.
total, but each
How
episode
long?
about an hour
Okay.
and 15. So yeah, I would imagine each episode kind of goes over its own individual theme,
Sure.
and they probably work their way through the years and chronicle all that. But really good, So big SNL fan anyway. So that was really fun to watch so far, and yeah, that's about it. So,
Good.
Dean, seen anything interesting other than a kick-ass James Bond movie and a kick-ass Mike Tyson cartoon?
Right. Well, you covered those. So, I wanted to talk about on HBO Max. I watched this. Have you guys heard of The Franchise?
Yes.
I don't
It
think so.
is. It is a show about making a Marvel-esque type movie.
Mhm.
It's a franchise part of this whole Marvel. It's not Marvel. Let me get that straight there. It's not Marvel, but it's in this universe. It's that universe.
It's mimicking that
Right.
type of thing. Okay.
And this is a making of one of them, and it kind of goes. It follows it's the guy from what was the
Our-
Beatles movie where everybody forgets the Beatles were ever existed.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The lead character of that is the lead in this one. He plays the first assistant director,
Mhm.
and it's the actors are a pain in the ass. The studios breathing down the neck. The director's odd and quirky. Who also he's the I didn't write that down. He plays the bad guy from Civil War. Not Civil War. Winter Soldier.
Bucky?
Billy
no,
Magnuson.
Oh.
No.
You have Ayakash. Hamish Patel is the guy you're thinking of. Oh, Daniel Bruhl.
Yes, he plays
Baron. He plays Baron.
Zito.
Yeah.
And he plays the director. Terrific. That guy is fucking amazing, especially in this show. So if you ever get a chance, it's on HBO Max. It's only the first season's 8 episodes. Really, really funny. Really, really good. So The Franchise.
We watched an episode of that, and to be frank, I was having a hard time. Very British accents.
Sure.
I was having a hard time understanding some of the dialogue.
When you say very British, you're talking like Wales, like Welsh, like accents that are like real,
just very
real thick, and like some of the language they use is like it's almost like Scottish, but like English at the same time.
Yeah, because they're filming in, I believe they're filming in England, so the crew around you is English.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really good. I suggest you give it a run.
All right.
We were watching. Robin was watching, as she does, some show about some girl who was held against her will and murdered, and it happened in England in a part of Wales. I don't know where it was, but they had the accents like you're talking about. I think it might be Welsh. I could very well be wrong. And I know we've got a massive listenership in Wales, so I certainly mean no disrespect.
Apologies in advance.
I love your accent.
But what I will say, it's the strangest thing what it does to my brain. When they're speaking, a lot of the words I'm like, what? And then it's like a magic like once they're done, a few words later, it's like they become decoded in the past. Like as they fit together with other things that I can make out, then the other words I didn't understand, I'm like, oh, I get what they said there. Like it's really weird. It's almost like it's delayed. Like my understanding of Welsh
is like a beautiful mind, but like for an idiot.
Yeah. But I don't know how to explain it, but it's like it's almost like decoded, like on delay, like when they're speaking. I can't understand it until a few moments later. I digress. Go on. More reviews.
Yeah, more. No, that's it for me. Brian, what'd you watch?
I finished the Landman series, season 1 on Paramount Plus. That's the Billy Bob Thornton, John Hamm, Demi Moore, a lot of fun. It was good.
Yeah,
it was good. I mean, they set it up to where certainly I'd be surprised if it didn't have upcoming seasons, but if it did end, then it has an appropriate enough ending. It wraps up okay to where it would be okay if they stopped it there as well. But it's good. I mean, it's just high drama. Some funny parts, but it's more just of a drama series. So. But it's good. I mean, if you like that type of thing, family drama, work drama. I mean, he's a landman for an oil company in Texas. So again, they have to contend with a lot of different things. It kind of gives you a glimpse into that industry. It felt fairly real. Some of it, people getting hurt on the rigs and things, and then keeping the rigs going, and then they have Mexican drug cartel coming up and using their roads and stealing their equipment and transporting drugs and different things. You sort of have to.
I've never seen the Yellowstone show.
Right.
But
It's like
these previews that I see always almost makes me think that it's going to be like if Yellowstone and Dallas had a baby.
Kinda. Yeah, that's a good description.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you like all that, or you like Billy Bob Thornton, as I said before, it's worth a watch. Paramount Plus is fairly inexpensive, and if you have Paramount Plus, you also get like CBS Sports for football, different things as well while you're at it. I kept seeing articles about this movie and the trailer on it and Netflix. I checked it out last night from 2017. Gerald's Game. This is a Stephen King novel, based on a Stephen King novel, which I'm not familiar with. Yeah, it's about 2-hour long movie. Creepy, definitely very creepy. It's a horror film, but it's more creepy. Huh?
I like movies about horrors.
Yeah. So Carla Gugino, just a beautiful, good actress. Bruce Greenwood. They play a married couple, trying to spice up things, and they go up to their vacation home somewhere that's more secluded. He handcuffs her to the bed, and
all right, I'm listening.
This is Dean's kind of movie, isn't it?
So they you get all this from the trailer. I'm not spoiling anything that you can't read from the trailer or whatever, but then he has a heart attack and dies. And now she's stuck.
Holy shit.
In a secluded place, handcuffed to the bed. Things happen. She has to try to figure out how to get out of there. There's hallucinations and all kinds of creepy things and horror type elements. So it's horror, drama, suspense, all that stuff. So well acted. So just
sounds neat.
Yeah,
sounds
kind of
hilarious.
A slow burn. Yeah. Yeah, definitely not too funny, but
comedy. Oh, the shit.
And Henry Thomas is in there, so he played Elliot in the E.T. movie, right? In a super creepy scene, just awful. Okay. So anyway, it was kind of strange to see Elliot in this, but I won't describe it at all. But anyway,
E.T.
No, but it was pretty bad.
Your mouth closed. Oh no, you're finger banging ET. That's not the other way around. Never mind.
Well, they tried the finger banging Elliot, but where it's a finger lit up and you see his belly button light up,
turn you into a flashlight.
That would be honestly, that would be probably better than what he portrayed in this particular scene. It was really.
I have to watch it now.
A tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a cringy subject later in this episode. This was definitely a cringy scene in a movie that's very uncomfortable. All right, okay. So yeah, if you want, check it out. If you just want to, it's not a movie to have in the background. Watch it, pay attention.
Gather around, kids. It's movie night.
No,
that's right.
No,
oh.
No, not with the kids. It's not that type of thing.
Allowed to watch?
Huh?
Is the cat allowed to watch?
The cat maybe could watch, although there are some disturbing scenes with a dog. That's the truth. So
Ernie's like
might freak out the cat a little bit. I don't know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He is.
Ernie likes when bad things happen to dogs.
Yeah.
He's got a weird sick fetish there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Other than it's like watching football. That's it. So. Oh, and SNL. Talk about that a little bit on the headlines. Talk about
SNL.
The
50th.
That's coming up.
Yep.
This was Dave Chappell episode.
Yeah, his episode this week.
Oh yeah. Did you guys hear that the Foundry is closing in Lakewood?
Yeah.
I hear a lot of big bands, or a lot of good bands have played throughout the years.
They've been there many times. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to go there this weekend?
Probably not.
No. All right.
It's too bad.
It is.
All right. Well, the Foundry is closing in Cleveland, Ohio, and we're going to close the first segment and come back with some pop culture headlines and our Ask an Idiot question of the week. and we'll bring that to you after the break. Gen X Brian here from the Convincing Idiots podcast. If you're enjoying our show, tell a friend. And if you're not, well, tell two enemies.
Four, three.
All right, welcome back to Convincing Idiots, episode 225.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Momentous.
Yep. People in India did not think we would last this long, but we have. Defied the odds. Defied the odds. Yeah. Well, we mentioned Saturday Night Live. Nick's watching some, the documentary that's leading up to the 50th anniversary special, which will be in a couple weeks. I think like mid-February that's going to be on, Nick, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely interested when that comes on. But this past weekend was another record of sorts for Saturday Night Live. I didn't realize this till after the fact. It was the longest monologue ever.
Really?
Dave Chappell came on and did some stand-up and just does what Dave Chappell does. He sat down and just talked. It was a 17-minute opening monologue. Didn't seem that long.
It didn't.
But,
That's what when you said that, I'm like, really? It didn't feel that long. It was a little long, I guess, but yeah.
I tell you, I mean, I know we're fans, but that guy to me, I mean, he has really developed into probably of all the comedians out there now, probably the smartest in many respects, comic now as far as his messaging, and he's just a funny guy. He has a certain way that he could just tell a story and then spin it and make it funny. He's unafraid to say whatever he wants. And, but I thought it was very good. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but he really did. And his messaging is getting out there. And, it was a very sincere plea to the new presidential administration coming in just to, basically in so many words, I'm rooting for you. We're all rooting for you. Just do better. Everybody. Yeah. It was just a very, no jokes. It was just a very nice way to end that monologue. Yeah. So I thought it was quite good. Nick, did you see it?
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. It was he just said, everybody, I mean, people didn't vote for you. People are scared right now and people are counting on you, whether or not you agree with them or whatever. It was really cool. And like you said, it wasn't all just that. The whole monologue was just the stand-up routine. It was really funny. And actually it very much mirrored his exact monologue 8 years ago.
Yeah.
He hosted the first the first one after Trump was elected in 2016. And I remember at the very end, he made a very similar statement of being like, I hope I'm wrong about you. I hope the things that everybody, I hope everybody's counting on you and all that kind of stuff. So, just really well done. Like you said, Dave Chappelle kind of has just transcended just that of a stand-up comedian, right? I mean, his legacy is more than that. And when you look back through, I mean, the massive success of his show and then getting away from that and then making his way back into the spotlight and how he's reinvented himself a few times over, he's just really impressive as an entertainer and as a personality and as just a guy, just a regular guy. But yeah, very, very good episode. I mean, it was pretty good. The sketches for the most part were solid, but the monologue truly stole the show. The monologue I felt like was the best part of the episode.
A very nice tribute to President Carter as well that he worked in there.
Yeah, for sure. That was cool.
Okay.
So Dean, have you seen it? You probably haven't seen it yet, it sounds like.
No, I didn't see it, but I agree with you guys' sentiments about Dave Chappelle. I mean, he is, for this time, a lot of people compare him, like he is to comedy what Aaron Blake is to saving.
That's right.
Because not a lot of people know this, but let me tell you, if you don't, Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located right here in Barberton, Ohio. They provide auto, home, renters, and business insurance with honesty, decency, and affordability. Erie Insurance is above all else in service. You want to call 234-571-5359 or visit Blake Insurance LLC for your free, or LLC.com for your free 5-minute quote today. And when you do get the website correctly, or you give him a call, tell him that the idiots sent you. But yes, other than that, they do compare him to Aaron Blake. But he is one of the comedic minds that we have in our generation. And I'm not comparing. It's unfair to compare some of the great comedians against each other. But we do have that fortunate of having a great comedic voice, the same way that people did in the 60s and 70s with Richard Pryor and George Carlin. We do have a couple of those guys now that are going that really make statements along with being fucking hilarious.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with everything you guys said, and I will actually go out of my way to watch that monologue.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
it's certainly out there on
it's worth
demand
the
on
17
Peacock.
minutes or whatever. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, for sure. Okay, well, we talked about Meta recently about them changing their fact checking. Talked about that. It was last week. But after Meta and Mark Zuckerberg announced changes that are shifting company policies to the right, and certainly being very chummy with the new President Trump, some people are leaving the platforms. So some people are leaving Meta platforms and getting
got rid
out
of
of
Twitter
there.
as soon as I saw the inauguration Nazi salute. I was like, Twitter's gone.
Yeah, well,
not doing that anymore.
That's what I want to talk about. So I mean, do you not care? Are you one of these people? You're already kind of answering some of this, Nick. Will you leave a social media platform because you don't believe in the owner's stances and policies, and will you look for other alternatives? So, Nick, why don't you continue? So, you got rid of X with
Yeah, right. I don't really care too much what people's politics are, if that's really what it comes down to. And it's probably safe to assume a lot of people who are that rich and massive business owners are probably, maybe their politics aren't the same as mine, and that's just fine. So I haven't been on Facebook, and I mean, I have an active account, but I couldn't tell you the last time I looked at it. I haven't actively on a regular basis posted on Facebook in probably 6 or 7 years. It's just kind of faded into the background of all that with the rise of Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. And now TikTok, it's just kind of, I don't feel like it's kind of what it was. But yeah, the reason I would take, the X thing is a special scenario.
Sure.
That's a little bit different. That's not just you liking somebody different than me or having different politics or being friends with somebody that I don't like in politics. That is you 2 times over making a Nazi salute at an inauguration of a president who many in other factions of society feel very endangered by. And at that moment, I was, I'm like, yeah, we're done here with X. I don't use it for anything but like hockey news anyway, and I can get all that on Blue Sky. So I moved everything over there, which is a very similar platform to Twitter or X.
that.
So I'm on Blue Sky. I've moved over to
just
that.
signed up the day of the inauguration. I signed up for Blue Sky, and I will probably also be getting out of Twitter.
Yeah. So that's, like I said, that's a special scenario. That's just something, I don't. I don't know. Nazi sympathizers are kind of a place where I draw the line.
Sure.
Or Nazi symbolism or whatever.
It was his heart.
Whatever have you. Oh, sure. Yeah. So whatever. I mean, a lot of people were moving away from that, but even before this, because of differences in Elon Musk and who he is as a human being. And, I get all that, but yeah, that was kind of the line for me. I don't need my politics to align with that of someone who,
makes millions,
runs a platform. But if they make decisions of the platform that are dangerous, or I guess in my opinion are dangerous or troublesome to the fabric of society, I might. That's the main reason I got off Facebook. It was too much all the time, and it was too much misinformation, and it was too much learning things about people that I otherwise liked, and I found myself just not liking them all of a sudden.
Correct.
And I missed. It sounds bad because I guess it's better to know maybe that what it is, but it sucks to know. And in
Mhm.
some cases, there's just people that I'll just never not know stuff about, and I'll never look at them the same.
Right.
This was in the midst of COVID and George Floyd and the first Trump presidency. There's a lot going on, and I just saw a lot of people that like I said, otherwise, would have a decent opinion of or felt fine about seeing or talking to or whatever. That I'm just like I wouldn't trust you to walk my fucking dog anymore. Like you're insane. So I miss not knowing. So part of it was for my own mental well-being of I just don't need all that all the time. So it just got too crazy with all that. I miss kind of keeping up with people's families and how people's kids are growing and doing, but for the most part the people that I'm that close with, I follow me on Instagram, and I get that from it anyway, and it's not quite that politicized on people just posting pictures and stuff. So I use Instagram by far the most. But yeah, I mean, like I said, to bring it all back, no, not just based off someone's politics, but what are they doing to uphold their end of the societal bargain and make their platform a safe and decent place. I'm not saying you got to block people's speech, but if it's hateful speech or you're posting fake news articles that are, there's I don't know. That's for me. Yeah, I don't want to be a part of something like that.
The
Very
roughest
good.
thing was to watch everybody, not everybody, but a certain handful of select few people defend the Nazi salute.
Yeah.
I want to rant about it, but it's just so goddamn mind-boggling. I don't get it. I don't understand how you could argue that.
Have you ever seen the Key and Peele
saw
sketch?
it.
Where
Yes,
he goes
yes,
to his house
saw
and he's
that.
like with his mustache. He's like, "What's with that mustache?" He's like, "I've always had this mustache." Like, you know how I love Charlie Chaplin. You know how I love silent film era. Like, whatever. He's like, "Yeah, I guess so." And then it just goes further and further. It's quite good if you watch it. But yeah, it's sorry. Cut you off.
What the old adage: when somebody tells you who they are, believe them, and he just did that.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, he's explained himself over and over with some of his tweets and the way he has created and dealt with the platform. But that was like the announcement, right? Like that is like, okay, this is me. This is us. Meaning the him and everybody backing him, right? That seemed like that was his statement. I'm not, and by no means am I saying that everybody who backs him agrees with Nazis, or I'm not saying that. That is an absurd statement to make. I'm meaning that he has brought out him and other people who got fucking elected are giving people the permission to be as brazen as they want to be online.
Yep.
And
Under the veil of freedom of speech. Yeah.
Right.
And unfortunately, it might also make them brazen enough to do the same thing in real life. That's the scary part. That's the frightening part.
Yeah. Just get a pardon.
Yeah, exactly.
Zero consequence.
So yeah, it's scary. And let me actually another thing I was thinking of today. This idea where we're talking about fact checking going away, right? And we talked about it last week. Fact checking going away. Can we actually take a moment and be really fucking sad that we actually have to have that people need other people to go, hey, that stupid thing you're seeing or reading, that's not true. That we don't have the brains anymore to see something stupid and go, yeah, of course that's not real. That we have to have somebody to tell us that. We have 50, 67-year-old people that have to be told when something's stupid.
But it's on the digital newspaper. Why would it not be real?
Right. It's just sad how fucking dumb we are. It's really, really sad.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wanted to get that out.
Brian, thoughts?
No, I'm with you. I mean, I haven't taken it to the level of getting off of the social media, but I don't know. I just tend to avoid all the political nonsense. I mean, I went through. I kind of joked about it on my Facebook feeds. I mean, anybody that I saw that was it had some views and things I didn't care for, I just snoozed them for 30 days. I do love that feature where I don't have to read your
Yeah,
post for
nice.
30 days. I'm just like, that's cool. I'm not going to allow myself to get worked up or whatever it is. So I don't know. I have to rethink some of that stuff though. But
I
it is a very slippery
political
slope.
statements. I make quasi-political statements or straight-up political statements
Right.
on my Facebook, and I've had friends, legitimate friends,
Mhm.
write in the comments like and try to poke. But I've decided I do not interact anymore. I don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't say anything back. I just pretend like I didn't see it and
Yeah.
keep moving.
Yep, that's I do
You know,
the same thing.
it's not worth.
No.
Is it worth losing people you actually know in real life over over something stupid that was said, right?
Yeah, that's right. So now
I just ignore it.
you mentioned Blue Sky. Now what kind of app is that? I'm hearing more about Blue Sky.
It's almost identical to Twitter,
looks
really.
exactly
It's
like Twitter.
yeah, it's Twitter with morals, I guess, is the best way to explain
Right.
it. I don't know, but yeah, a lot of people have moved over to that and are liking that right now. Like I said, the interface of it's identical to Twitter,
Yes.
really. It's it even looks like the old logo. It's just a butterfly instead of a bird, basically. It's a blue outline with a white butterfly, and yeah. So far so
Okay.
good on there. My only thing is because it's kind of in its infancy stage. If it does continue to take off, there's been a lot of these over the Mastodon and things like that have popped up that people have. Oh, this is the one people are going to. They just don't quite take off, or they're not really ready to lay it out that way. This one does seem prepared for that, and now it just needs the amount of people to finally all. And that's right. For so long, everybody's on this one app, you know what I mean? And everybody, I mean, Twitter was kind of, Facebook was huge for everyone, but Twitter was the first one to really get so big with celebrities and journalists and everybody was on Twitter,
Yep.
And so it's such a big thing to break up. And I think we're finally reaching that point where there are alternative social media platforms that people can go to. And maybe that's for the better. Maybe we don't just all get in this one big, maybe it's best that people split off to different things and kind of, I don't know. I mean, who knows what that does, but yeah, so far, like I said,
At the end of the day, you all come to get your news from Convincing Idiots podcast.
That's right. Yeah.
YouTube channel. That's really all that matters.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah, I'm seeing
Enough
this
politics. You libs just gonna sit around and huff each other's farts all day, or what?
Yeah.
Talk about Superman or something.
That's right. Yeah. Speaking of other,
there was a comic
Captain
edition.
America.
He did.
Well,
fight.
that's not cool. That man was just exercising his freedom of speech, right? That's all.
That's right. Was it Captain America or did it both punch out?
Both. Yeah, both beat up Hitler.
Yeah, why not? Everybody should.
Right. Everybody should beat up Hitler.
That's right.
Go punch a Nazi today, whenever you're listening to this.
I know I'm coming out on a limb and saying something, so brash, but Hitler was not a nice fellow.
No.
Hey, there are two sides to every story, except for Hitler's. He was a pretty bad guy.
Yeah, pretty bad guy.
pretty fucking bad guy.
One-sided, not
pretty
good.
Fucking bad guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So speaking of other alternative social media platforms, there's one that's gaining some popularity. Red Note. Now, Red Note is a Chinese social media app that's similar to
Seems like
TikTok. Yeah, well, maybe
it's like whack-a-mole. Yeah, you got that one, but we got this.
Some people are joining
we have
Red Note because of the potential ban on TikTok.
Where do you want your identity stolen from? You choose.
Yeah, just give it to the Chinese. Give it to the Chinese company directly. But apparently, it's gaining some popularity. I don't know much about it other than just this particular article. So the more the threats there are with TikTok potentially being banned, which looks less likely at the moment,
it's not going to be banned.
Yeah, so I can't imagine it's taking off.
What he did is they basically pressed the snooze button. He gave him another 70, 75 days to get what was that they didn't have an American buyer lined up, or so they say, and that The idea was that they want it to be American owned for Americans to use. And
It was a
until they can get that
stunt,
lined up, he's giving them another 70 days to get that ironed out or whatever.
Let me explain to you what happened, Nick. So Biden went ahead and told them we're not going to abide by you're not going to get in trouble, right? Essentially,
Right.
The laws out there that we have, we're not going to enforce it. Was his term. So you're fine. So what TikTok did is they went ahead and shut down for 12 hours, only to come back with the big post saying, "Thank you, Donald Trump, for saving us," or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was their choice. They didn't get shut down for 12 hours. They shut themselves down for 12 hours so they can come up.
Sure.
Yeah, it was a stunt to thank the Donald Trump. That's all it was.
Yeah.
It was the messaging. I don't know if you guys got on there while it was being shut down and then again when it came back up. But even during the shutdown messaging, it was very, it was sure to mention him and how he was working diligently to get to work it out. And then like 12, 13 hours later, it was back. And it was very thankful and very, had high praise. So it was interesting.
Ego. Yep.
It was interesting.
That's all it is.
Well, one potential buyer of TikTok is maybe Mr. Beast, the YouTube star. He's expressed interest to potentially buy it from ByteDance to have an American owner. So I don't know how serious he is, but he claims that he is serious. So
I would imagine he could certainly afford it.
Sure. And I don't know much. Like, I have found myself on this show coming off and talking about people that I didn't know 100% what they were about and what they've done. And be like, oh, it seems like a fine guy. And only to come out later and find out that he pulls cats' ears off. So I'm not going to say that it's a good thing or bad thing. I haven't seen Mr. Beast do a Nazi salute, so.
Yep.
He's got that going for him.
Yeah, so we'll go from there. I haven't seen that. Has he done probably bad stuff? Maybe, probably. I don't know. I haven't heard. But when something like this happens, you're going to hear. It's going to come out. If something, if he didn't call his grandmother on Grandma's Day, you'll find this out. So, but until then, he hasn't done a Nazi salute. Let's see what happens.
Yep. Well, we fully expect that our YouTube channel will continue to grow in Germany. And we fully expect that every resident of Germany is going to find their way to give us $1. So just $1.
Yeah,
we're not asking for much.
Yeah,
and then you know what? We're not too greedy. We'll ask the same of India as well. Just $1.
Frank.
Oh, one franc. Excuse me, one franc. Yeah, give us 1 franc. Not a person, but actual currency. Yeah.
Oh no, I was talking about Frank Bird. Somebody wants to give me some Frank Bird,
yeah.
I'll take it.
I thought you were talking about all the Franks, the hot dogs.
Yeah. I'll take one of them too.
And then maybe we'll be in the running by the end of 2025 to potentially buy TikTok as well and continue to bring you the quality idiot entertainment.
Can we change the name to Idiot Talk?
Sure. Yeah, we'll workshop it.
All right.
Have you ever seen what happens when a dog finally catches that car? We're about to find out.
That's right.
We fucking got TikTok. Now what?
What do we do there? I didn't even actually. I don't even. I'm not even on TikTok.
Somebody want to call Elon Musk and see what we should do?
He says first, you want to go over there. Never mind. I'm not going to do that. Salute.
All right. Well, a story that's a polar opposite of politics and all that stress and ridiculousness. How about a nice story about Oreos?
Oh,
gentlemen?
good.
Isn't that nice? Yeah. So
I love Oreos.
Post Malone. Yeah, I like Oreos as well. Definitely one of my favorite cookies of all time growing up. I don't think to buy them, but when they're around, I'm like, yeah, they're just so good. But they're experimenting with different flavors. Forever, of course, it was the standard, just chocolate cookie with the white cream filling. Then they had double stuff, which was amazing. It was amazing. and then they keep experimenting with different flavors, and now they're getting into some other things. So
Post Malone has a flavor?
Post Malone is
So it tastes
working
like
with Oreo.
Bud Light and Camel cigarettes?
That's funny. So that was a similar joke that somebody else put out there. No, but his flavor is going to be, it's a limited edition. It's going to debut on January 22nd. So it combines, and this sounds really good. I've seen there's pictures of it as well, but it's a first of its kind swirled cream. It combines salted caramel and shortbread flavored creams. Sandwich between an Oreo chocolate cookie and signature golden cookie. So you got gold, chocolate, and then the swirl salted caramel and shortbread flavored cream. I'm digging this.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it really does.
What flavor are you eating? Is that red cream or is it regular?
It is a Christmas red and green cream.
Oh, okay.
One of those little
Super
single
good.
guys.
Super good. And earlier this month, Oreo unveiled plans to launch several new treats in January. So new snacks are going to have an Oreo game day cookie, which is the same Oreo, but it has football themed embossments on the cookie itself.
Yeah, I love when they do that. Like, this is the game day cookie.
Yeah.
What does it taste like? An Oreo.
Same.
That's the regular one.
Tastes like game day.
Yeah.
Tastes like, yeah.
But they're going to have 6 new permanent additions to the family that include Oreo loaded cookies, golden Oreo cakesters.
Hold on. What is it? What is the loaded cookie? I'm a cookie.
I'm guessing it's maybe a cookie with like Oreo
cookies and cream in there.
Cookies and cream, something like that. I don't know.
Be good.
Okay.
This sounds good. Oreo Irish cream thins. They
Fuck
dunk
the
into
thins,
your
though.
Conways, maybe.
Fuck the thins.
Oreo minis, peanut butter cookies, and frozen treats, Oreo bites, and Oreo mini bars. So
okay, I'm into that.
The Oreo universe is continuing to expand. I'm all for that.
Well, I went and got Oreo. Did you say how many they have currently right now?
It's several. I mean,
85.
What?
85 different flavors of Oreos right now.
There you go. That's probably worldwide, I'm assuming then. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Well, we haven't heard of all the flavors. We might name a flavor that actually exists that we just don't know about it. But in our Ask an Idiot segment this week, instead of something, social media ridiculousness or politics or whatever, you have an opportunity to create your own Oreo flavor. You have a Post Malone type partnership deal. What do you want? What would you create? Dean, why don't we start with you?
Okay. Well, since I'm eating an Oreo right now, I think I'm the most qualified for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
people love hearing people chew while they talk. Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm also the fat one, so
know your subject matter,
That's right. That's why I agreed to this one. I was really excited.
How many did you bring over at one time, or did you go back for another one in between?
No, I just bit off half of it. All right. And I realized I was chewing into this, and I'm like, well, the bit's done. We can move on. All right. So I have, when we go to the grocery store, we do see all these Oreos, and they have all of the flavors that I particularly, they're in my wheelhouse. Coffee, they have cookie, they have cookies and cream, even the mint. They have all of these different flavors. So I'm like, thinking to myself, what would be a unique Oreo flavor that you've never seen? And I got it. And Oreo, you are free to take this idea. Gummy bear. All right. So you know how listen, let me argue. So when you go to like a frozen yogurt shop or an ice cream shop where you get to put your own toppings on,
Yep.
I know why. I put the cookie crushed up Oreos on there, and then I put the gummy bears on there, and then you take a bite, you get the crunchy, you get the gummy at the same time, so you get the fruity and the chocolate. If you took a flattened, thin gummy and put it in between the Oreo cookies, there it is. That is.
Oh, you just want a gummy bear?
Yeah, in between the Oreo cookies.
Okay, I was on board until there was no cream.
Like a gummy gel?
Like the gummy gel.
Okay.
In between the chocolate
they have
wafers.
made the Sour Patch Kids Oreos, which have bits of Sour Patch Kid in the cream. So it still has the cream.
I want the Oreo, the sandwich on each side of a thin gummy gel.
Okay.
There's my flavor.
I gave you all
Okay.
the points for creativity.
Oh,
For
thank
sure.
you. I
But I'm
appreciate that.
out on any Oreo that does not have cream. I don't even like the thins because there's not enough cream. I want
Hmm.
less cookie. I want a thin piece of cookie in the middle of 2 giant slabs of cream.
Now that's something right there.
That is a little messy, but
Yeah.
it could work.
Yeah.
I kind of like that idea, actually.
Yeah.
I know it's not your
Or-
probably real idea, but I like that idea. I
It
think.
wasn't, but
Just to circle the cream
yeah.
in like almost like a peanut butter cup type paper thing, so you can
They have
grab it
like
out
double
of there.
stuffed, mega stuffed, and these would be cream
Yeah.
drenched. I would call them cream
Mm.
drenched.
You might want to
Yeah.
workshop that.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think I saw a movie by that title.
Or maybe like creamed on both sides. That would be good too. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
you
commercial's
get-
like a lady like pouring milk on her face or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. So do you have a thought, Nick?
so my
would you
this may very well be one already, but my thought was initially like a waffles and maple syrup flavored cream, like a waffle maple syrup and waffle cream that would go
'cause
good with
you
the
have, like,
chocolate.
the
Interesting.
vanilla cookie in some of them, so you can have them.
You could do
like-
that, or you can, I mean, if you have like pancakes or waffles with like chocolate chips in them or something, chocolate would work, I think, for it too. It kind of lends itself to the sweet flavor. But yeah, totally. You could use even like a graham cracker, like a cookie wafer, or the white, the golden Oreos wafers. But yeah, I feel like the cream flavor I would go with. And I feel it's versatile. It could be used with any different style of cookie. Yeah, like I said, that sounds like something maybe that was a seasonal thing one time at some point.
That
But yeah, I
sounds
figure like
I would love to eat it. Like
Yeah.
dunk that shit in coffee.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fantastic.
That
That's
sounds
where it's
good.
at. Good
Yeah.
job, Nick.
Thank you.
I like it. I have in my mind is like the cream filling is like a cheesecake flavor. And then you could
Yeah.
experiment. You could have a chocolate cheesecake with a chocolate.
Yep.
Or you just mentioned it too, Nick. You could have like a graham cracker type cookie.
I have had the strawberry cheesecake flavored one once upon a time. I don't know if they still
So they
make them,
made those,
but there
already.
was
Okay.
a strawberry cheesecake cream
Okay.
on the light colored cookie. Yes.
Okay. I'm like envisioning a
but
New
that's
York
good.
cheesecake type cream flavor. That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways, a lot of types of cheesecake you could go with. There's just, you could experiment and add a lot of different flavors, blueberry or whatever. Yeah,
Mhm.
but good New York style cheesecake, that's the way to go.
Yeah. Solid.
I like it. I do have a backup submission. Have they ever
Go
done
ahead.
a banana flavored cream?
Um,
Like chocolate covered banana kind of thing?
I like that idea though. I don't know.
Literally, I was just pulling this up. I didn't know you were going to go there. I
Yeah.
just typed in the wildest Oreo flavors. Do you want to hear a couple of them?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know there was a watermelon one at one point. That was odd.
There's a fruit punch Oreo.
Okay.
There is a banana split Oreo, Nick.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Banana
Okay.
split,
Yep.
pumpkin spice, cotton candy, berry burst, creamsicle, candy corn, and brownie batter. Just to name a few.
Damn.
Smart.
Yeah. Yeah,
Smart.
well, I mean, I guess with 80 some flavors,
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to get some weird and
I know. You know what? We're missing the mark here, guys. This is convincing idiots. How has no one suggested ham gravy Oreos?
oh my god!
Man. Yeah. Yep.
I think you just won. I think you just won.
Ham,
Yep.
ham gravied on both sides. Yeah, there you go.
They have a chili mocha. Dude, hold
That
on.
sounds
Hold
terrible.
on. They have the Elvis flavor. This is it says it's a peanut butter
banana.
Oreo. Yeah, peanut butter and banana Oreo. It's an Elvis Oreo.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like that.
What I want to find.
Yep.
That's where it's at there.
Yep.
Yeah. Very good. I like it.
I could
All
go
right,
on
well-
for hours about this, but
Well, what flavor would you have out there of Oreo if you could create your own Oreo? Maybe it tastes like one of us. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe it would be
know?
creamed on both sides.
It's very possible.
or they could make a convincing
Call it the
idiot
Zennial
Oreo.
Dean flavor. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? I don't know.
I want all of it. I want a convincing idiots Oreo
Mhm.
where it's going to taste like cigar, bourbon, and maple syrup.
There you
Sure.
go. I can already see the design. We got the yellow cream. Okay,
Mhm.
and then embossed with either the Einstein head or one of the R3 collectible faces,
Ooh,
Yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna go to like every store you can find just to find our faces. I like this.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
India,
every
again,
single one will tell you we don't carry those here.
Sorry.
all we need is simply $1 per resident. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Per citizen. That's it. That's all
Forget
we
about
want. It's no big deal.
Yeah, we're not
forget
buying
about this
TikTok.
TikTok thing.
Yeah.
We're
doing the
doing
Oreo
our
thing.
own Oreos made.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first
Yep.
unanimous decision we've ever had on the show.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. We finally
we're buying the Oreos.
and all
We're
it
doing the
took
Oreos.
was Oreos.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. Well, some may find some of those Oreo flavors good. Some may find those ideas a bit cringe. And we're going to talk about something cringe in our third segment.
Like chewing while you're talking.
That's right. Right after the break.
Mm-hmm.
4, 3.
What's going on, everybody? This is segment number 3 of Convincing Idiots. I'm Millennial Nick alongside Gen X Brian and Dean Harvey, the Zennial. We are back this evening for a third and final segment, and we will be discussing some cringeworthy songs, or maybe just songs that we really don't like for whatever reason, and maybe we'll discuss that this evening. This was an idea that I had. There's a couple songs that came to mind right off the bat, and like, God, every time I hear this song, I just can't stand it, or it's cringy, or whatever. So, for any variety of reasons, these are just songs that don't quite hit our wheelhouse, whether we don't like the way they sound, whether they're cringy, maybe the lyrics are bad, maybe the song's bad, maybe the vibe's just bad. So, Dean, why don't we start with you? Speaking of bad vibes and cringy vibes, let's go with
All right.
Dean, who eats on air and doesn't use his special Convincing Idiots nickname in the title of the video.
I'll fix you. All right. This one, it's a little newer. I am crass. I am dirty and filthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all can agree to that. But there's just something
I think I know what it is.
that goddamn song WAP.
There it is. Yeah.
That when I hear it, I'm like, oh, okay, okay, all right, I'm good. And
You don't want a bucket and a mop for this wet? No, you don't.
I don't even know if I've finished the whole song ever.
Oh my goodness! You don't want to swipe your nose like a credit card or park that Big Mac truck right in that little garage?
I do. Don't get me wrong. It's just there's something.
You don't want to give it everything you got for that wet ass.
I've never given anything everything I got. Let's just make that abundantly clear. So yeah, WAP by Cardi B, 2020 is my first pick.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. It's very vulgar. Yes.
Yes.
Brian, what do you got?
Well, Nick, I know you're familiar with this song. And I think maybe Ollie's becoming more familiar with this song here.
I'm pretty sure it's on my list too.
Christine 16 by the band Kiss. So
yeah,
I've always kind of liked the song, but when you go back and listen to the lyrics, it's essentially it's just very blatant. It's 20-some-year-old men who are lusting over a young girl walking out of high school who's 16 years old. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's just she's been around, she's young and clean, and I saw you coming out of school that day. It's
I knew I had to have you. I've got to have you. Yeah.
Okay,
wow,
I
man.
a question real quick because I think I heard it for the first time. I think last year we were talking about songs and you had me listen to this. Brian, when you first heard it when you were younger, I'm assuming that you were under 20, right?
It's a different it has a different feel then for sure.
So,
yes.
But it didn't ring to you as creepy back then.
No, it did not. No.
Okay.
No,
but, truly. Just go ahead. Yeah.
No, when honestly, it started to change when my own daughter was turning 16, and I'm just like, all these songs are 16, and then you start paying more attention to There's a lot of songs
No.
with 16. 16 was like
Yeah.
an age in the 70s that was,
Well,
people
everybody
were.
did the Sweet 16 parties. It's like the coming of age type
Yeah.
weird, so to speak.
Now,
Yeah.
if Kiss was trying to write it where, but even the lyrics, even the lyrics don't sound like a kid, like you're singing it through a teenager who's in school also.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
it sounds like somebody
that's
in
what
a
makes it
van
Yeah.
parked down by the side.
Exactly. So
I
yeah.
tried to
Go
do
ahead.
that. I tried to give them the benefit of the
Parked by the
doubt
side of the
because I
road
was
in high
like,
school.
well, I'm like, yeah, they were young men maybe when they wrote it, whatever. But I'm like, this was on Love Gun. This is the fourth or fifth
they
album here.
Yeah.
They weren't that age,
They're
and
late
16 was
20s.
a not acceptable thing. And like
No.
you said, I grew up. We listened to that song, loved that song, sang along to it. Not really a big until you get older and you start. Yeah, like you said, that stuff comes around. Winger had the song 17. She's only 17.
Mhm.
Daddy
Yeah.
says she's too young, but she's old enough for me. Motley Crue references 15 in one of their songs on their first album. She's only 15. She's the reason that I can't sleep. But yeah, Christine 16 is extra. It's the chorus, and also there's that part where Gene says, and you referenced it, Brian, when I saw you coming, it's not even being sang, it's creepily being spoken. When I saw you coming from school that day, I knew I've got to have you. I've got to have you. It's just, oh, fuck, man. It's horrible. It is just,
I'm
it's really
getting
rough.
freaked out now
Yeah.
just talking about it.
It's
So
not great. It's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, and then, of all the songs on my list, and this was one of mine, it's by far the song I enjoy the most, as I grew up with Kiss, and I love that song. However, lyrically, it's the worst on my list. Like, lyrically, it is the worst one.
Yep.
From that standpoint. So,
all right, what is next on your list, or first on your list, Nick?
yeah. So that I did have Christine 16 on my list. But I'm gonna go next with this is a song that has filled me with a red rage ever since I first heard it. I'm not a country fan, okay, so there's that. But this song just infuriates me. It's I think it was popular in like maybe when I was just out of high school or something, so maybe 06, 07, 08, somewhere around there. It's called Honky Tonk Badonkadonk by a guy named Trace Atkins.
Oh yeah,
You guys remember that? It's just dumb. I don't like country music, and it's taking at that time now a very dated term. It's a country version of "Baby Got Back," right? Is essentially what it is.
Sure.
Okay, so I respect that. It's the trying to borrow from rap and hip hop culture terms throughout a country song and done poorly. Also, this man, when this song came out, was at least in his late 40s. It's just very weird.
Correct.
He's a creepy looking dude anyway. And the lyrics are terrible. Honky tonk, badonkadonk. Got it going on like Donkey Kong was one of the lyrics. And then, ooh, wee, shut my mouth, slap your grandma. It's just ridiculous. It's fucking stupid. It's just fucking stupid, and it's ridiculous. And
when he was using it in the country song, "Badonkadonk," that wasn't even being used by like kids or other pop culture. You know what I mean?
I think it had probably lost its. I mean, at a time that was a thing, certainly, but yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
I thought
Badonkadonk was a thing that been like hip hop and like girls with big asses and stuff, and
No, I'm not disputing the big ass thing. But I'm saying the term "badonkadonk." I thought that was an older term. Maybe I was wrong.
For that matter, maybe it is, and it just came back around the early to mid 2000s for rap songs. I don't know, but around that time, it was, I guess, a phrase. But yeah, that song just infuriates me. Every time I hear it, just makes me mad. I don't know what it is. It just pisses me off, and it's just very cringy, and the whole thing is just burned into my brain, unfortunately. So There we go, Dean.
Oh.
He's grabbing another Oreo.
Okay. Cookie.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that was a cookie. Anyways,
you're our little floor cookie. That should be your nickname. How's our little floor cookie doing today?
I've never been more in love with a nickname in my life. Floor cookie. Okay. I'm going to. I debated on this, and so I'm cheating because I couldn't figure out which song infuriated me and made me cringe more. So I'm just gonna say Will Smith from Wild Wild West to Men in Black to the fucking Miami song.
No
the-
Big
the-
Willie style either.
Right, it's all of it. That's why I'm putting it on umbrella because I couldn't choose a Will Smith song. I kept going, oh no, that one's more cringy. No, that one's more cringy. They're all of them. So I'm saying Will Smith is my cringe song. It's just there's all of the things he's done over the past. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure that there's a few out there that I haven't heard that's like, yeah, that's fine. That's good.
I mean, you
like
basically-
summertime is good. Like summertime's a good vibe. I love Parents That Just Don't Understand, which is weird and funny, but
Nightmare
I don't
on
know.
My Street. That was all right.
That's,
That was all
there
right.
you go. Yeah.
Okay, then it's the 20th the 21st century.
Fair
In
enough.
all
Will
fairness,
Smith.
Dean, you're not wrong. I mean, the vibe you described with the songs that you do know are basically
Sure.
Will Smith songs.
Just,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
they're money grabs. It's like the Men in the Black, the Wild Wild West. It's it's writing them for the movies, and they're dumb lyrics, and it's just the way it's presented. I cringe every time I hear anything from Will Smith 2000 on. So
yeah,
that's good. That includes his daughter singing as well. Thank you.
I don't know if I've ever heard that. I don't know if I would
put some respect on Willow Smith's name.
I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. Hey, yikes.
Just whip it. Whip it
Anyways,
real good.
yeah.
I'm glad I am not familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not missing much there.
Brian.
Okay. Arguably the worst song of the entire 1980s decade. Every time I hear it, I'm like, is it that bad of a song? Yeah, it is that bad of a song.
The Final Countdown?
No, I kind of like that one. Starship. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Dumb, ridiculous. The band was going a whole different pop direction. Grace Slick, who was the powerful singer for so long, was regulated to more of a backup kind of singer by that time.
But Brian, it's a song you could punch your arms into as you sing each lyric. Built this city, and I mean the dance is right there.
It was a popular song. It made the top 10. I know that, but I can't remember exactly what year it was. But every time I hear it, I'm just like, just no.
I agree with you, actually.
Yep.
Very much so.
That's not great.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nope. That's it.
Yep.
Nikolai.
All right. Here it comes, guys. This is it. This is the song that made me think of recommending this. I hate this. It might be my least favorite song of all time. It is early 2000s. It's Lips of an Angel by Hinder. I absolutely despise this song with every fiber of my being. It checks all the boxes. It's a bad, horrible butt rock song of the early 2000s. The lyrics are terrible. The premise of the song, it's a ballad, okay? So it's a ballad of a guy swooning for his ex-partner. And all the while he is singing about how his girl's in the next room, and sometimes he wishes she was you and never moved on, and really gonna hear your it's just it's insane to me. Like, the whole thing is wild because it is a ballad, and I feel like it's supposed to evoke the emotion of a longing, right, for a woman. But it's from the perspective of a complete bag of shit who won't leave his partner who he clearly is not wanting to be with. It's just, I hate it. It's a horrible fucking song. I hate that era of rock music. Like, right, like 2002 to 6, just 7, just a bunch of fucking bags of dog fucking shit. And Hinder might have led the charge. It was just, I hate that song. I hate that band. I hate that style of music. I hate, like, everything. And yeah, just It's just that the guy is such a shithead in the song. Like I get that. And hey, there are shitheads out there who do cheat on their girlfriends who need songs to cry and get drunk to. But I don't need to hear it. It's unnecessary. I fucking hate that song. Yeah, might be my least favorite song of all time.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Man.
there it is. Hinder, go to hell. Go directly to hell. Do not pass go. Do not collect
Wow,
200
okay.
dollars.
All right. Well, Hinder. All right. I'm going to go with 2008 Lady Gaga, Poker Face. That song just makes me want to slap
Face?
somebody in the face.
Okay, all right, there you go.
The stupid repetitiveness. It is to me the legitimate idea of what we're doing here with this subject. It just brings that visceral reaction to me when I hear it. And then even worse, if you want to take it a step farther, if there's anybody, and there normally is in the vicinity of me that starts fucking singing it, oh my god, fucking hate it. It's awful. It's
I wanna hold them like they do in Texas, man. You can't punch me. We're in different places.
I am going to save one. I'm going to fucking tweak your nipple next time I see you. Yeah, Poker Face. I hate it. It's awful.
All right. Another song. Again, age of 16 was just a weird thing in the 70s, man. So. There's a song called Into the Night. I know you know the song by Benny Mardones. So it's like, she's just 16 years old. Leave her alone.
Oh, yeah.
But the vocals are just beautiful. The guy, he just passed away within the last couple of years, but the vocals, he
VD
could
from
sing
a
his
15-year-old
ass
girl.
off.
Right.
Yeah. Now that one I picture is maybe he's trying to write it through the eyes of a kid that's a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not a grown man singing to, but it still has that feel though of an older dude lusting after a 16-year-old girl, huh?
Because he has an old dude's voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like you have somebody that has maybe a younger, if you hear Justin Bieber singing that, he's got a higher pitched, earlier sounding voice. You have a dude singing like this about a 16-year-old, it comes off a little different, regardless if he's supposed to be that age in the song.
Right, exactly. Or a boy band sings it or something like that. It would be a whole different feel and vibe. But you're right. It's a grown man singing about lusting after a 16-year-old, like it's a forbidden relationship and all that. But again, I have to admit, I do like the song because it's just got a good, it's just easy listening and the vocals are amazing. But I can't focus on the lyrics or it just gets too creepy.
Yeah, I had a song that I actually wrote very similar about me lusting over Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
At least I was of age. Or was
it's questionable. Let's move on. Let's move on here.
Nick, what else do you have?
All right. Okay, next one up. I could almost do what Dean did here and just kind of pull this guy's entire catalog. But I'm going to start with the one that is the title of the song in and of itself is bad lyrically, as it is not a word. It is simply gibberish. That would have to be "Ba With Da Ba" by Kid Rock.
There you go.
My God. What the fuck are we doing here? Like, what is happening? And unfortunately,
I will accept all of his catalog also.
Kid Rock, that was one of his first big songs. And little did we know, unfortunately for us, he was just setting the stage for what the rest of it would be. A bunch of regrettable nonsense. Kid Rock is one that, like, he confuses me as an artist. I don't know who it's for exactly. Different songs, I guess, are trying to hit different or in different lanes. And hey, you can be versatile as long as you're good at least one of those lanes. And I don't think Kid Rock's good at a single one, but Ba With Da Ba is exceptionally bad.
I was a fan.
It has
I know the
A good
lyrics to
guitar
Ball
riff.
with a Ball.
It
You know
has-
what I mean? I know the lyrics. I could sing along,
Yeah,
but I agree with you 100%.
it has a good riff to it. Initially, but I can never get past the fact that you named a song gibberish, and I don't know if there's a story behind it. I've never looked into Kid Rock enough to know if there is a. I'm sure it doesn't stand for something. That's way too many letters for him to know and have meanings for every single one of them. But what is it? What? It just sounded cool to say at the or whatever. I don't know. It's like if David Draymond from Disturbed named a song Waka Kaka. Like it's like, but he didn't do that. He didn't fucking do that. He named a song Down with the
Should have.
Sickness, and he put his Waka Kakas in there like a fucking grown ass man. You named it Ball with the Ball and didn't even fucking bother, you dipshit. So yeah, Kid Rock, your whole catalog belongs in there, but I'm going to target just Ball with the Ball for today. Thank you very much.
Since Nick would not like to jump in the pit and love somebody, I will. And who I'm going to throw my love on, or I say that because I'm conflicted by this next song. I do have love for the song because of the time period, because of what we all got to experience with the song, but ultimately when you hear it now, it is it's dirty, it's cringeworthy, it's the thong song by Cisco. We're in the same age group, gentlemen, enough to where we all got to see
our
the
paths.
fruits of that labor.
Yeah,
we were in a place, a house, a party, a dance, whatever. We all got to enjoy the fruits of that labor. But if you listen to it today, it's just a cheesy,
novelty
early
rap.
2000. It's cringy. So I'm on two sides here, but I'm leaning more towards cringy for the thong song.
What's more upsetting is when you think about the fact that was Cisco's only real hit, right? So if Cisco, like many of these acts, are trying to still get out there and at least make some money off of their name and who they were, Cisco, if he's doing that, is an old man out there singing the thong song, and that's just that there's not a lot of substance to that, unfortunately.
Unlike an older Jewish gentleman in his 70s singing about a 16-year-old with face paint on. A lot of it, if it's sung now, is quite weird and disturbing still.
Yes, definitely. Well, at the time, this song was one of the dirtiest songs that was out there. It caused a huge uproar in the late 80s, which now it's probably much more tame when you compare it to some of the more modern lyrics. But this is one of the first albums I remember that was like, banned. The whole parental, Tipper Gore, and it's just people going nuts. PMRC. There was some, clean versions of this album out there released and everything, but this is the Two Live Crew saying "Me So Horny." So just a very ridiculous song. The original version, very dirty, and again at the time it was like.
And it's fun, though.
Shockingly dirty.
Yeah.
It was fun. That's a song, I admit, it's cringy, but I do like it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's got a good vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it does.
So horny. Me so horny.
Yeah, they mentioned that it was a scene from I think it was Apocalypse Now or something like that. They took that lady or whatever it was. But
Jacket.
Okay, Full Metal Jacket. Yeah.
Full Metal Jacket, I believe, yeah.
But anyway, there you have it.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good one.
Very good.
Nikolai.
For my next submission, I will be going with. So I have an affinity for 80s rock music. I was raised with a lot of those bands, and I do enjoy the vast majority of them. But there is one specific band of that time and specific song of that time. It's probably their biggest hit of all. And I know I made the comment about the Europe song earlier, but it's not the Final Countdown, but rather "Pour Some Sugar on Me" by Def Leppard. I despise that song, man.
Yeah.
It is so just and you get the pizza, dad get the cream. I just every time I
Yeah.
hear it, it makes me
Awful.
want to punch a puppy in the face. I hate it. I don't know what it does. I can't stand it. I hate that
Yeah.
song. And like I
You
said,
guys got
Def Leppard had some
Knockouts,
decent
Sucks.
songs.
Def Leppard.
Yeah, no, good. Robin's offering me to bring down our dog if I want to punch it in the face. I'm going to decline to punch Gizmo right now. But yeah, that one for me is just it's the one. I can't stand that song. Def Leppard had some decent songs.
Oh, dude,
They're
really?
not one of my favorite of those bands
I
of
hate
that
'em.
that era. I don't really like Def Leppard that much, but they had better ones than that. But Pour Some Sugar on Me is by far their biggest one, and I hate it. So
go back
that's
and
mine.
listen. By the way, yeah, go back and listen.
Hysteria?
High and Dry, no, the High and Dry album and the Pyromania album. Those are two harder rocking Def Leppard albums, and I love those albums. I still love them now. But you're right. When that new album came out and Pour Some Sugar on Me, it was like, I mean, for them it was a huge hit. It took them to a whole other level in that era. They were playing big arenas, and it was great for their career. But as a harder rocking Def Leppard fan, that song to this day, you're right, still tough to listen to because of how how much of a different direction it went. So yeah,
I'm surprised you agreed with that one. I was like, Brian's not gonna like this one. I was like, I don't know about Dave, but Brian's not gonna like this one.
There's some good songs on that
all
album,
songs
but that is still one of the worst Def Leppard songs from again, from what they used to be. It was such a polar opposite of what I enjoyed about them,
Yeah.
But
Sure.
anyway,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, Dino.
Okay. Where are we going 5? Because I have so many listed here.
I put down 5, but I added an
5
extra.
honorable mentions.
I think, but I'm fighting because I actually didn't write this down. But as you were talking about Def Leppard, I thought of another one that's just terrifically awful. So I'm conflicted, but I'll save that one for my number one of my honorable mention because my 5th one deserves to be on this list.
Mm-hmm.
Nick said, "Oh, I have the one that is the most cringy of the world." Nick, you will admit that I'm right. I need you to say it when I tell you that "Achy Breaky Heart" by Billy Ray fucking Cyrus is the most cringe song ever.
Do you like it?
No,
I do like it. Yeah, I used to love that song back in the day, and I do like it, and I still sing along with it when it comes on.
School.
Yeah,
and I could, but it's an awful song.
It is bad. Yeah,
it is cringy. If you remember the video with the stupid mullet, and it's just, I don't know if any of you saw the recent video of him on stage looking like hillbilly Rob Zombie. But he was.
I might go see that. It's Hillbilly Rob Zombie coming to Blossom. Like, okay.
I'm telling
listening.
you, pull up the video of him. I think he was on stage at one of the inaugural things. Honestly, and he looks awful. The song sounded just as bad. Just again, "Achy Breaky Heart" is just a shit song.
I didn't know Affliction made that many pieces of denim. Oh my god!
Right?
The fuck is going on?
That's awful.
Yeah.
So yes, "Achy Breaky Heart" is number 5 on my list.
He had like
That's a good one.
The peak mullet. It was
he had the mulletest of mullets. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was curly long in the back and so fluffed and
Yeah.
coiffed on the front. It really.
It was such a mullet that he didn't even have to smoke in order for it to smell like Marlboro.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
right
that's
out
a
of the
good one.
shower. It smelled that way.
Yeah, exactly. I think his shower just put out Marlboro smoke right on him.
Mm-hmm.
Just a steam cleaning for old Billy Ray.
Poofed up his fucking stupid chest hair and jumped out, painted on his goddamn denim jean and got ready to fuck that day up.
Yeah, I like it. My last one, Nick, you already mentioned it. Winger. She's only 17. It was on my list.
Sure.
There you go.
You already said the lyric. Daddy says she's too young, but she's old enough for me. She's only 17. It's like, you're not going to say that if you're an 18-year-old kid, probably.
No.
You're definitely a dude, at least in your 20s, lusting after a 17-year-old girl. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Are they at the age yet where they can just change it in concert and be like, she's only 70, 70?
I've seen Winger play in concert. I don't know that he sang that song or not. I can't remember. He
Yeah.
had to have sang it because it's
It's
such
one
a
of their
popular song.
bigger ones, and honestly, it's a great
Yeah.
hook. It's a great song. Like I love,
Mhm.
musically, I love the song. It's just, like it doesn't sound good now. And that's Dean. You mentioned it earlier. It's like back then. I get, you're when Winger's out. I mean, are you a teenager
17,
yourself?
18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Oh, yeah.
it's not weird for you to listen to a song
No.
about a 17-year-old girl because you are 17, and that's fine. The problem is when a guy with a 5 o'clock shadow in jeans and beautifully feathered hair at 28 is writing about a 17-year-old. That is the problem.
Right.
But you didn't even know. You're talking about like Brian listening to when he was a kid. Brian was actually shirtless doing the nunchucks in the mirror singing, Brian's only 17. And flipping that shit around, waving his mullet.
Yeah.
She doesn't know I do Tai Chi. I do Tai Chi.
Brian's only 17.
Yep.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's good. But, my mullet used to flip the nunchuck around to me. That was a lot of practice.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
That was Beard can do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's just got a front mullet with the beard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very good. My last one. This is not going to be popular I think it's going to be my least popular pick because I think it did well for them and a lot of people liked it. But there is not really many other songs that I think sonically simplify square peg into a round hole than Disturbed's version of The Sound of Silence. I can't stand it.
No.
I knew it. I fucking
hate
knew
it.
one of you were going to come to a song like this.
I hate it when I don't like it when Disturbed. First of all, I used to love Disturbed, and I still like a lot of their songs, but they have a specific sound to me. And whenever they do this really slow, somber song, he tends to do this very over-the-top, dramatic, epic sounding thing with his.
I give you that.
I hate it. I just hate it. Now I didn't even know that song before I ever heard their version of it, so I didn't like it as a standalone. Then I heard the original version. I was like, oh, it's a cover. And then I was like, yeah, really dislike it even more now that I heard. I don't
like the original. Though?
I don't like the original either. It's boring, but this version of it is just as much as I wasn't impressed with the original, it's insulting to the original. It's just ridiculous, and I just don't like it. I know, like I said, a lot of people seem to like it, and I'm like, especially with them, I'm like, of all the covers they've done, they covered Shout, they covered Land of Confusion, they've done some great covers, and man, I'm just like that one. Does not resonate well with me.
I mean, we were all, agreeing with everything. I really thought that there'd be more that at least one of us. We were all really agreeing on a lot of these.
Yeah.
I really thought there'd be like a few that the other guys would go, "Oh man, I love that song." But Nick, I can't. I'm sorry. I love that song.
Yeah.
I the exact opposite. Sorry.
He just tries to hit that opera sound and then tries to do a half-assed Disturbed. It's weird. Stop. It just doesn't work for me. I can't stand it.
Well, it is a haunting theme, the song.
Right.
It's about death, and it's the Simon and Garfunkel version. I always like that too.
Love it.
But it is a haunting song anyway. Yeah, I think it's purposeful that way. It's probably why he recorded it because of the powerful vocals, man. I think it's very good. But anyway,
I didn't even warm up. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Gave me chills.
Sure. Yeah, the Disturbed version's good too.
Yeah.
So honorable mentions. You want to go through one at a time? Go to rapid fire. You have one more.
Let's go real quick around, but I need to talk to you guys about this. Are you guys familiar with the band Ugly Kid Joe?
Yeah, I hate everything about you.
I hate everything about you. They had some good, like that album.
That was
really
a Wayne's
good.
World, actually.
Yeah, Cats in the Cradle is a good
good
song.
Yeah,
they're covering there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that I think that everything about you has to be on there. Again, it's one of those that I love. I will sing. That you talk about turning that up while I'm driving around and singing my little heart out. But it is like lyrically, it's not great. It is a cringy song. So
I think it's kind of tongue in cheek, but it's fun. I think that's not a bad song, just because of the like all the petty little things, like the petty shit that I hate, everything about your mama and your dog and your like it's your family and all this, like yeah.
I already kissed it. One thing I did, you old lady. All right, we don't need to lose. Yeah, all right. So yeah, that's number one. You may give a few, or are we going round robin here?
You guys go. I don't really have many honorable mentions that I can think.
Okay.
I mean,
Dean, go ahead.
All right, I've got ones like I Believe by Cher. Is Copacabana by Barry Manilow.
Copacabana, yep. Mm-hmm. I like that one though myself.
I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. Come on, that's cringy. That's a cringy.
That's a good one, man. I love that song. It hits every time. It hits every time. You're like, tell me why. It just breaks in. Like it's easy to sing along to.
Okay. YMCA by the Village People.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jessep.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah, we're not agreeing with that.
We're gonna stay friends tonight. Nope, we're gonna let that one go.
How about, I don't even know who fucking remember who sings it. It was a bunch of old guys, but the Macarena might be on the list of anything, right? And then the last of my Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm a
Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Yeah.
So there's my list.
Okay.
Any songs that have been like, for example, I was just thinking when you're rattling some of those, because they're really popular, and it's almost that they've become so cliche. And I'm like, what's a song that like, and this is admittedly sacrilegious, but it's become such a thing in pop culture and such a thing that everyone must yell out and sing in unison together every time it's on a jukebox in a bar or played somewhere is Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. It is a fantastic song, but it has entered the sphere of like the horse has been beaten and dead and is decaying, and you beat it still some more, and it's like it's too much, like a little bit. I love it. It's a good song, but it's to the point to where like I don't love it like I used to. Like
that's along the lines of Freebird.
Sure, yeah.
Sweet Caroline's getting there too.
Sweet Caroline.
I like
similar thing. Everybody's got to do the bump up.
Piano Man is getting close to that.
Which one?
Piano Man by Billy Joel.
Yeah,
that's up there. It's like, oh, okay, everybody sings. I get that. A lot of, and everything that we actually just named right there, everything they have in common, they're all very fun drunk songs. When everybody's drunk singing together.
Yeah,
I think that. So when you hear them sober, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that night. That's weird.
Yeah.
And cringy. So maybe that has something to do with those.
Yeah.
Brian, you have any?
Yeah, just real quick. I have Lumberjack by Jackal. That's the one that has the chainsaw.
I'm a lumberjack, baby.
Sometimes I hear that song, I'm like, I like it. Other times I hear it, I'm like, I don't know. I did see them sing that song. I
would be willing
live,
to bet you will hear that song at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse on February 1st.
And that'll
because
be fine.
They used to play that at the Lumberjacks games all the time. After a fight or something. Yeah, all the time. It's great.
That fits the theme.
Yep.
That's fine. I'm not saying I hate the song. It's a weird song. It is a kind of a cringy type song. The lyrics are weird, but anyways, Friends in Low Places, Garth Brooks. This was like the quintessential. For a period of time, it was early '90s douche dude song. That was really.
It's another drunk time. Yeah. Everybody sings along.
Yeah.
Douche dudes still love it. Also.
Sure.
I Want to Be a Cowboy by Boys Don't Cry. I do like that one. I want to be a cowboy.
Okay.
You can be my cowboy.
My heart skipped a beat. I was like, Brian fucking Fisher. I swear to God.
Going Toby Keith.
In the year of our Lord. Okay. I was about to be like,
it's an 80s.
Rope and ride.
I stood idly by while this boy talked bad about Carly Rae Jepsen, but I will not listen to you talk about Toby Keith. It should have been a cowboy like that.
Nah, this is like a late 80s like techno type song.
Okay.
But, I do like that one. I also have YMCA, Dean. It's I like it. It is a cringy type song, but I do happen to like it. Barry Manilow
I
too.
I see too many awful people dance to that song, so
Yeah, it's taking a different little meaning there too. I write the songs by Barry Manilow. He's just like just a weird lyric song. Like a guy's always existed. He's writing all the songs. It's just strange. Cringy song I love though. I like it. I should say. Rick Astley.
Oh,
Never gonna
fuck
give
yeah.
you up.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's another
Cringy
one that
song,
hits every time.
fun, and again, his vocals are great. So.
And I love how today's or over the past 10 years, it's gotten that resurgence of comedy, but still you hear people's heard, and I don't know if like youth, have heard the whole song, but like my son definitely has rickrolled me, sent me videos where you get rickrolled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's kind of neat that something like that could have been a throwaway from that time period. Kind of has a resurgence in pop culture in some way.
Yeah.
Sure.
When I started at NSA, Dean, when Greg set up my voicemail, I checked my voicemail and I was rickrolled. We put the Rick Astley on there. It was pretty funny.
That's fun.
I have the shirt with the QR code that Robin got me. It's just a QR code. And
That's
if you scan
awesome.
it takes you to the YouTube. Rick Astley.
Awesome.
That's
I've
great.
never even seen that. I didn't know you had that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I wore it to one of your parties, but the only one who would scan it was Jeff. But he's the only one that did it. Nobody else, because everybody else was like, "No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it."
That's fun.
Yeah, I wore it to your house for this. I think in the summertime for the beer tasting.
Okay.
Yeah, but the only one who scanned it was Jeff.
That's awesome.
Just a couple more. Afternoon Delight by the Starland Vocal Band.
Yep.
Made popular in Anchorman.
Right.
I kind of like the song, but it's basically just about screwing on an afternoon. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Also be so lucky. I also have Achy Breaky Heart, Dean, and Allie pointed this out just this evening and played it for me. It's just another just Young Girl by a guy called Gary Puckett. The lyrics were incredibly disturbing.
Get out of my mind. Too much of you is way out of line.
That's exactly.
Give me your younger. You're much too young, girl.
Jesus Christ. Is that really?
Yeah.
It sounds like a parody, because you're just driving it home so hard.
No,
oh, man.
Yeah.
I fucking love that song.
Very disturbing, the lyrics.
Yeah. What's the Jethro Tull? Sitting on a park bench, watching little girls with bad intentions.
No, you're right. Aqualung. Aqualung. Yeah. That's what I got. There's plenty more, but this would be a long topic. But that's what I got.
Sure.
Yeah, I could have kept going and going. Yeah, this is good.
I'm cringed out, boys. Yeah.
You know, it's not cringy.
What?
Saying goodbye.
That's true. And saying goodbye. Perhaps while you ride away on an electric bike. There's nothing cringy about that. Not at all. As you ride away whimsically in an electric bike. Perhaps from our friends at RPM Bike Shop located in Carrollton, Ohio. You can find their fine selection of electronic bikes on their website, which is rpmbikeshop.com, or searching them up on Facebook in the search tab, RPM Bike Shop. Give them a call today at 330-808-7792 today to see how you can take a cringe-free electric ride on one of their electric bikes, RPM Bike Shop.
Fantastic. Dean, ask your question. We haven't asked your question the last couple of weeks. We keep forgetting.
Yeah, so this actually should be going. Gentlemen, what have you learned this week?
Brian, you start. I got to think about what I learned. I usually don't listen to what you guys say.
I learned a cringe song has different meanings for different people. It could be so depends on your definition of cringe. Doesn't mean you don't have to dislike the song to consider it a cringe type song. How about that?
That's true. That's true. I learned that that what's going to break the society wide open is going to be the convincing idiots, Oreo.
Fantastic, yes. And I've learned that just because you write cringe-worthy music doesn't mean it doesn't make you lots of money or you can't be successful, because every single fucking one of these songs we've named here tonight, boys, we all know It's
Sure.
gotten radio play. So, you know what? Maybe there's something to be said for a little cringe in your life. And maybe that's why you're listening to us tonight. And we thank you for that.
One more. You know what else I learned? You know what else I learned?
What'd you learn?
I learned tonight that when you're a rock star or a musician of any sort, you should probably keep what you do in private and not write songs about it.
Sure.
Yeah. Yep.
One final, if I may.
Please.
I also learned that Dean's new nickname is Floor Cookie, and that makes my heart smile.
I'm happy.
Can next time, instead of your full government name at the bottom, I would like to see Floor Cookie.
Absolutely.
If you could, once you crack that code there.
I like it.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Well, this has been a very pleasant experience on the Convincing Idiots podcast. Parts of it very cringy, but pleasant, I must say. This has been episode 225, and if you've not already done so, please find us on social media. You can find links to them on our link tree, so just go ahead into Google and type in Convincing Idiots link tree, or go to our website, which is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. Tell your friends, if you would, please. Like, subscribe, rate, review, and drop us an email, interact with us, or reach out to us on our social media platforms. We'd love to hear from you. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your ears. And we appreciate the opportunity to be able to cringe you out. For this episode, I am Millennial Nick.
And I am Floor Cookie Dean.
Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you to just get over yourself and take a little bite of Floor Cookie? All right.
Gen X Brian here. Zennial Dean. Millennial Nick. If you like our stuff, give us a like and subscribe, and we may just send you a Polaroid of Millennial Nick's feet.
Ham grape.
And it was kind of shoddy. It says Dean Harvey, yeah. Your full government name.
Yeah, that's weird.
Does mine say Millennial Nick?
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Did mine used to say Zennial Dean?
I did. At one time.
Huh.
Yeah. Just check your.
It
Is
also
this a
has
real
your
Dean
social
Harvey?
security number down there. Is that supposed to be?
Right.
How long has that been there?